So I asked a question on the internet. I said, what is the weirdest thing that you have ever been parent shamed for? And the responses were pretty overwhelming. I would like to believe that there were more than 1,000 replies because everybody wanted to win one of these books. You know, that one I keep talking about? Bare Minimum Parenting, The Ultimate Guide to Not Quite Ruining Your Child. And 3 of you will win that. But I think more of the reason for it was the fact that there is an ungodly amount of parent shaming in existence. And it is for reasons you can't even possibly imagine until now, because I'm going to read a bunch of those reasons to you. So what I did for this contest, because I have 3 books to give away. Originally, I was going to do one on Instagram, one on Facebook, and one on Twitter. But that wasn't really fair because Facebook, for some reason, had like 700 replies, and Instagram only had 200. So I'm just lumping them all together. And I'm going to give you my top 10. These aren't really assembled in any particular way other than I liked them. They're very unscientific. If I missed yours or you said the same thing, life isn't fair. But hey, guys, again, seriously. This is a $16 book, okay? This is not the Mega Millions. Please do not send me like flaming letters or anything. Actually, you could send me a flaming letter because it would presumably burn up before it got to me. So good luck with that. But yeah, don't freak out about it. And anybody can go and buy themselves a copy of the book. So then you're all winners. Well, mainly I'm the winner because I get $1 in royalties. Woohoo! All right, so let me go through some of these winners. I'm going to go through the honorable mentions, and there's a bunch, and then I'll read my favorite ones. Before I get too far in, there were some general themes that kept cropping up that I didn't address too much in the specific winners. Breastfeeding. Everybody everywhere apparently gets shamed all the time for breastfeeding. Here's what you should do if you see a woman breastfeeding. You leave them alone. You say nothing unless it's, hey, can I do anything to make you more comfortable? Literally anything you're going to say to them is wrong. Don't be an awful person. Let them breastfeed their child. They kind of need it to stay alive. So yeah, don't kill their baby. A lot of shaming for being dressed too warm or too cold, often at the same time. People have no idea how kids should be dressed. I think there's a child back there peeking in here. Presumably, she is dressed to the right warmth. And then another one that cropped up a whole bunch of times was making kids help with chores. The horror. How dare you make your child a productive member of your family? Shame on you all. So here are some of the fun ones that popped up in over 1,000 comments. And again, I tried to read them all. These are my favorites, completely arbitrary standards. Feel free to get angry. So Sheila Coleman Baker said her kid was obsessed with butter knives, and he would actually carry them around, and one day he two-fisted them into the grocery store, and a lady told him told her that her kid should not have butter knives, and she said, go ahead and try to take them away because he will cut you. That's pretty bold. Also, I love the fact that your kid played with something completely random. Kids love random things that they're not supposed to play with. I just congratulate you that he preferred butter knives over like steak knives, because that's where my kids would probably go with that. Charla Langley says that her kids have naturally curly hair, and somebody told her that your kids are too young for a perm. Yes, I'm sure she went out and got a toddler a perm. That's not something I would even think to shame somebody for. I'm glad that awful people are so creative with their ways to spread misery. Good for you. Thinking of the unexpected. We've got Alexandra Introine. I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to mispronounce it and keep going. That's what you get. That's the kind of highbrow production you're dealing with. But she was shamed for bringing her son places with me when he was a month old. So apparently you're supposed to get a babysitter when you go out to the grocery store or when you walk out to the mailbox for the mail or whatever. How dare you take your child outside? Don't you know the world is a dangerous and scary place? Lisa Thornton Prado said that she had 2 daughters 11 and a half months apart, and a nurse came up and said to her baby, "Oh, poor thing, your mommy refused to give you any time as a baby." You would think, I see you there, you would think that a nurse at an OBGYN would know how to handle, being around pregnant women. Apparently not. They don't teach tact at nursing school. That's okay. I'm sure, Lisa, you are a great mother. Elise Renee Harris has one of the weirdest ones on here. This one's awesome. She was shamed for not wearing yoga pants. So apparently when you become a mom, yoga pants are your uniform, and that's just what you wear all the time. How dare you wear dress pants or jeans or a skirt or anything else, all yoga pants all the time. I didn't know that, so thanks, random persons shaming out people out there. Eleanor Papademos said that when her mom was young and pregnant, she was swimming in an ocean, and an old lady said don't swim in there because an octopus might strangle your baby. That's awesome. You just think about the number of steps that would happen for that to go. I'm not going to think about it too hard because it brings up some disturbing imagery. But yeah, I don't think an octopus is going to strangle your baby. I think you're okay. Lori Van Odderen Quiggle says that she has 12 kids, and every time they go out in public, people ask them about birth control. Like, this one kind of boggles the mind. One lady said, do you guys have a TV in your bedroom? Now, here's the really confusing part about this. Like, people who think, oh, you only have a lot of kids if you have too much sex. Like, do you think that people that they're married and they've only had sex 12 times, or that they have some more or less than anybody else? This is the part where you need to shoo away. Of course, she would walk up here right at that part. But basically, it probably happens lots and lots of times. And if they have 12 kids, it's because they want 12 kids. So maybe mind your own business. But hey, why not give unwanted parenting advice and family planning advice to a complete stranger? I'm sure that will work out. Nancy LaPierre says that she sent her kids to a daycare where she had to pay in full no matter what. So she sent her kids to daycare one of those days, and she was called a selfish, horrible woman who wanted to get rid of her kids. Hey, Nancy, we do the same thing. There are days where if you pay for daycare, or where I pay for daycare, I'm going to send them. I already paid. I'm not going to pay you to watch my kids and then watch them myself, because then I don't get anything done. That's the big downside of all the self-employment work I do. Just because I'm in the house, I can't be watching them all the time because I'm working. So yeah, I send them to daycare sometimes. It happens. I don't think you're a terrible parent. I think you are my kindred spirit. Good for you. And Amy from Twitter, her handle is @HeyAmy, says that her mother once told her that she couldn't love more than 2 children properly. So despite her, she had 5. You go, Amy. I'm one of 7 kids. Big families are awesome. Demara Wykor says she made a bunch of moms angry because she served regular cupcakes at a birthday party. How dare you, Demara, putting actual food in cupcakes? That's like a firing squad offense these days. CTK Beatbox from Twitter, also goes by Roger, says he got shamed for letting his child go down the water slide unsupervised, and he doesn't even have kids. Roger, get your non-existent kids under control. They are causing a scene. Andrew, also known as AndAvid5171 from Twitter, says that his normally very sweet mother hates Harry Potter because it supports witchcraft, and after she saw his kids watching Harry Potter said, this is the reason there are so many school shootings. So there you have it, folks. School shootings are solved. Just turn off Harry Potter, and apparently those will all come to an end. Steph Bocott says that she was shamed for having 2 kids while looking young herself. Apparently some random guy came up to her and said, and this is a quote here, "Must be hard being such a young slut and ending up with kids from it. Bet you don't even know who their dads are." She was married to their dad. She still is married to their dad. And yeah, for your information, what's it matter if you don't know if they are from 2 different dads? I mean, this is just not something you say to any other human being. It's not even something you think to yourself. It just makes you a horrible person. Dorian Dan from Instagram said they're grandparents and they get shamed all the time by their own children. Apparently, by their kids' standards, none of their kids should have grown up and survived. It's amazing how generation to generation those standards change. So Dorian Dan, I feel you. According to the internet, my kids shouldn't be alive either. Donna Bartles 17 from Instagram, I love this one. It says that she dropped her son off at a classmate's birthday party, and the door was open. She didn't see anybody else. She said, just go ahead and go on in. She got a call 5 minutes later to pick up her kid. She was a week early for the birthday party. That's incredible. I could totally see that happening to somebody. Props to you on saving face there. All right, so here are my top 10. And again, these are kind of arbitrarily ordered. These were kind of roughly the 10 I thought were the best. Just, because I can make those arbitrary judgments. And again, if you don't win a signed book, it's totally cool. They're going to be in stores everywhere November 6th. It's like a $16 prize. It's not the end of the world if you don't get one. All right, so for number 10, I have 2 tied here because really, basically, I picked 11 winners, and, well, you don't always necessarily get one if you're in the top 10. The top 3 get them, so I say winner, but really, you're just another loser. I apologize, but not enough to actually give you a book. So Jennifer McGuire says that she was breastfeeding a child in Costco, and somebody told her, you need to stop or she'll be a lesbian. Like, I don't follow the logic. Breastfeeding will turn your baby into a lesbian. Okay. And she's tied with Ariana Grace Mansouri, who said that she was told that taking prenatal vitamins would make her son gay. There you have it. Proper childcare turns you gay. Turns you gay, not gray. Who knew? Probably turns you gray too, honestly. All right, number 9. Erin Marie Lohse, it's Lohse. She says she has twins, identical twins, and somebody told her, I don't know why you'd want to have twins. Yes, because she had so much choice of it. Shame on you, Erin, for choosing to have twins. Get your body under control. Number 8, Kinney Copeland says that she was parent-shamed by a stranger because her 6-month-old had a tan. Her 6-month-old is biracial. Oops, maybe that parent-shamer should keep their mouth closed, huh? All right, Pam Hill, number 7. She says that every day she would hold out her coat, or her son's coat, and her son would run into it, like arms first instead of backwards, and he'd put it on the wrong way. And one day, she finally put the coat on it backwards and zipped it up and sent him to daycare like that with the hood up. I admit I've done that. I have not sent them to daycare like that, but I've definitely put it on them backwards or zipped it up after they did it themselves. It's amazing how hard it is to figure out coats. Apparently, they completely baffle children. Who knew? Ellen Peltier says her friend judged her for not going to see her baby in NICU when the doctor ordered her not to see her baby because she was at risk of a stroke from severe preeclampsia. How dare you not want to die? Apparently her friend told her, you know what lowers your blood pressure? Holding your baby. Yeah, that person needs to not be your friend anymore. That is quite awful. All right, Destiny Wellington says that she was shamed for taking her 3-day-old to the doctor on a rainy day. Apparently, if it's raining, you should just reschedule. Again, this goes along with the theme, don't let your kids go outside. It's too dangerous. Okay, and here's another great one. Barbara Williams said she had her child her son at Walmart in a wheelchair, and some elderly lady loudly said, "What's wrong with your son?" And she replied back, "Nothing. What's wrong with you?" And that is awesome, and that is the real question. Are you giving me those? Okay. We're just going to have a random child waving pencils in the background. I guess not so random. She is mine, but all right. You turn on a camera, it's like moths to a light. You never know who's going to come in the shot. Okay, now for the top 3. The 3 who actually win a copy of Bare Minimum Parenting, the ultimate guide to not quite ruining your child. Number 3, Melanie Bannister. She says her daughter was a runner as a toddler, so she got her one of those backpacks with a leash on it. And apparently somebody in a Borders bookstore, an old lady came up to her and said, well, woof, woof, to her kid. And so Melanie unbuckled her kid, and her kid took off like Usain Bolt. And Melanie said, well, go get her, since you have such an opinion of my life. And that lady turned red and scuttled off. So, Melanie, you got the last word. I think that's awesome that you stood up to her. All these people who get the... How's it going? You have pizza all over your face. All these ladies and all these men who have the awesome comebacks, props to you. I think of my awesome comebacks like 3 days later, and then I write them in a tweet. That's how my best comebacks come. They never in time. Okay, number 2, Tabitha Morrison on here. She said, and you are also a book winner. She says that she also had a leash situation. She had a child with a backpack leash. And somebody came up to her and shamed her for it. And apparently what he said is, tell your mom we put dogs on leashes, not kids. And her daughter barked at him. That's awesome. It's awesome when not only do you have the awesome comeback, but it comes from your kids. And she thinks the camera's over there. I have 2 monitors. It's displaying over there, but the camera's up here. But yeah, it's up here. You got to look up there. All right, and number 1, the overall winner is Kelly Moore. And okay, we got to put that down now. Kelly Moore is the overall winner. She says with her first pregnancy, she miscarried at 11 weeks, and when she got pregnant again, a lady said, "Make sure you take care of this one." That is possibly the most awful thing I have ever heard one person say to another. I know it's not a funny one for the top one, but holy cow. You deserve a book. You deserve a hug. You deserve to be around better human beings than whoever that was. So again, our 3 winners, the overall winner, we got Kelly Moore, then in second place, Tabitha Morrison, and third place, Melanie Bannister. I will be in touch with all of you to get your contact info so I can send you those signed books, and hopefully you accept. I have awarded winners before where they didn't trust me enough to give me their address. They thought that after all this time, all my media presence was just a long ruse to try to murder them. They didn't give it, but assuming you guys give me your mailing address, you will get those books. For everybody else, this is coming out November 6th, and it tells you how to deal with parent shaming once and for all, how to get rid of it, among many, many other things. You guys are all my kinds of people, and I write about the same life philosophy that we all share in that book. So I do hope you'll pick it up. Thank you very much for sharing all those awesome stories with me. It was kind of incredible reading through the thread. And maybe I'll do something like this again, just have everybody share stories, and then I'll read them off and comment on them, because this was kind of fun. All right, well, I'm going to go. I hear crying in the background. Thank you all very much for joining me.